Alright, I was doing some spring cleaning, and if you can see, I got a few Jeeps down here. They're not really worth making a full video on, except for maybe one. We'll see it. But I just got them all lined up, and I kind of tell you a quick story about them, and then I'm going to put them back away where I don't need them. And yeah, this was my, well, I bought a 4.7 HO Overland Rec, and I needed a candidate to put a motor in. Found this thing on the marketplace, and I know you won't believe me, it didn't look like this when I got it. Just obviously bone stop, but the guy had it listed for like $1,200. I think I offered him $8. Showed up, supposed to have the title. Of course, he couldn't produce a title, and I gave him $500. I said, when you get the rest of the money, then I'll send you the remaining amount. Never seen a title, ignored me, so I did a mechanic lien on it. And I mean, it's nothing special. It is come from Maine, so that kind of sucks, but it's not really rusted out. But I think Rough Country spacer lift, I put an extra spacer in the front, and other than that, it's just a daily driver. But inside and out, I mean, it's nothing, it's not going to win no awards, but it's really not bad at all. The driver's seat is a little faded. We got the factory touchscreen, headliner's perfect. Do got all the fancy floor mats. Never been in a wreck in my life. Well, I can't say that, but somebody hit me. Had to do insurance on that, so I got the bumper painted. And I painted the front bumper. I hit a deer. Never hit a deer in my life, and I hit 3 deers in 3 months, I believe. So anyway, this was a daily driver. I absolutely love the Jeep. And after this, then I'll explain what happened with this Jeep. So this is a 98 Jeep Grand Cherokee 5.9. If you don't know what they are, look them up. At the time, fastest SUV in the world. But I had a buddy, and he's probably gonna watch this, and I'm not even gonna hate. I do have the wheels, but different story on tires. I had these, and they was just drive right. But buddy hit me up. He had this 5.9, and I hate to even admit this, but he drove it underwater and just had the transmission rebuilt, and he wouldn't warranty the transmission because it was full of water. So I bought it. I think I gave him $900 for it, and I mean, it's not the nicest one out there, I can promise you that, but it was a daily driver at the time. Got it home, drained the transmission, front rear end, transfer case, put a starter on it, and had to clean the carpet, stuff like that. But it's been a good one. I've had this thing probably, what, 8 or 9 years? Mm-hmm. But you can check it out. Again, it's not the nicest one on the planet, but it is a true 5.9. Got all the leather on that, leather seats. I mean, they're nothing. I'm trying to think it. Yeah, if you've never drove a 5.9, I'm not saying they're I know there's faster stuff now, but like back when they didn't lie about horsepower numbers, these things are awesome. They're not the fastest, but anytime you give them gas, they just go. It's a dream come true. So I was driving this one and that one, and this one gets about 11.5 miles a gallon gas, and that one gets right at 14. Well, a few years ago, gas shot up to $5 a gallon, and I was like, I love both the Jeeps. This makes no sense to pay $5 a gallon to get that kind of mileage. So here in a minute, you'll see my daily driver kind of throw you for a loop, but we'll get there. This one, I'm not even gonna get detailed on it. Believe it or not, that and that is basically the same Jeep. But I was moving around, and I was gonna throw it in this video. This one I'll do a full breakdown because it's, regretfully, it's a 5.9. There we go. Like I said, this is basically that exact same Jeep. I'm not gonna say I regret it, but I'm just gonna quit talking. But this is something I did. I wouldn't say I was a kid, but I had an ambition, and we'll talk about that another day. This one, I admit, I went to a repo auction, and it didn't come looking like this. It was bone stock, red actually. Justin's trying to work on the clock.
Smart.
I'm trying to remember where I was at.
Just start over, probably.
Alright, in this truck, I want to tell the full story on it, or semi-full story. Went to a repo auction, and they just have repo cars. And I went up there, and I saw this truck. It was bone stock. It was not the new style front clip. Red, actually. Wasn't in bad shape, but it was not in good shape. And blowed motor, of course, factory 5-speed, 91 model, so it's the new one. And I'll be completely honest, I think I had about $1,700 to my name. But when I saw that truck, I didn't care. I was going to carry that truck home. I was nervous as I could be. And it was kind of down towards the end of the auction. Man, I was just about shaking. But I knew I wanted this truck. We got up there and I was expecting the bid to go high. I think it stopped at $550 and I couldn't believe it. I thought I was like winning the lottery. Anyway, I got it home. I got it running, put a motor in it, and it smoked. That was a different story. But I kind of got, if you follow me enough to know, like when I start a project, I get started and I can't stop. So we're just gonna do a motor. Then I wound up doing a rebuild the transmission. Next thing you know, I pulled all this out, and like I said, it was red, so I changed colors. So I had to paint everything under the hood black. I rebuilt the motor. It was just one of them I couldn't stop. So then had all the front clip off, and I'll be completely honest, I don't even like the new style front end on the Comanche, but I wanted it to be different, so I decided to do that. Well, I didn't even pay attention. When you do the new style front end, you got to have the different fender flares. If I could do it over, I would build some for the back, but this was relatively the only option at the time. So, not a huge fan of the Bushwhackers. Bumper, I built it from scratch. I just wanted something kind of sleek, nothing just big, gaudy stands out. So, built that. The lift, I'll be honest, I don't even want to show you the lift because, like I said, don't care to admit, I didn't have money to buy a big fancy lift. So, I did an axle under the spring, was hoping for about 4 inches, and wound up that come out to like closer to 6 inches. So had to level the front. Nice thing.
It rides good.
Yeah, it rides really good. Just the front lift, I didn't do a perfect job. It's actually got the aluminum 44 and then the ZJ 373 front end. So went from 307 to 373s. Pretty good. And like this truck right here, at the time, red letters. They was actually kind of new, but this truck has sit so much, those tires are flat spotted. They're basically rare. Kind of sucks, but it's what you get for having a bunch of vehicles.
Interior,
it's besides the dash. I was a kid, I was stupid, I was beating on the dash trying to get the old radio, but carpet's new, seats new, headliner's new, these are covered. Those are actually pretty good shape. Oh, it's actually got that's how you can tell I was a kid. It's got one of them. Beats against the back there, but truck is right on par about being about perfect. Can't see. There's lights that come on down here. Oh, no.
no, you can't.
They're
see.
blue. Kid stuff. Bed liner looks pretty good. Let's see. Rear bumper, I built it. Not real satisfied with it, but I didn't have many options, so it is what it is. I don't think there's nothing special about it. Nice truck, 5-speed. This brings to this one, and you're gonna see it and think it looks like a piece of crap. But I acquired this one. Honestly, it had like right at 102,000 miles, but the gauges were they didn't have gauges. It had switches. So I think now it shows like 136, whatever. It doesn't change the story. But this truck, of course, needed a motor even with 100,000 miles. But if you look down this truck, there is only like 1 or 2 just small dents. So maybe down the line, I don't know if I'll do it on camera because I'm not good at it, but I didn't paint that one. Somebody else painted that. But this one I do want to paint because it would honestly be just as nice as that one. Somebody, I think it's got a 4.5 rough country, whatever. Buddy of mine did the seat. Haven't done the carpet, so I mean I use this as a work truck, honestly. But it's something I run across. It's 89, and air works, everything works. It's just a factory truck. And now, before you see that, if you look around, pretty much have seen or will see all these on the channel. Like over there's a stroker Jeep, over there's a turbo. You've probably seen that one. I did a bunch of builds on that one. That, you've probably seen a lot on it. There's a Cherokee over there. And that's where the 2 daily drivers come into play. 11 and 14 mile a gallon wasn't cutting it. So at one point I had a Kia car. They got like 30, but I think it threw a timing belt that I welded the balancer on. You remember that?
I think you welded the balancer on.
And it fell off.
And it fell off.
So either way, I got to thinking, I said, even at 30 mile a gallon versus a WJ that gets 20. It said if you factor in maintenance, and if you don't know, I've got hundreds of Jeeps for spare parts. So I was like, if you factor in maintenance versus gas mileage, you're better off to do a junky WJ. So this one, even though it, I think I did replace the bumper, but a guy called me up, he had this one. He swore up down at Run and Drove. I was like, whatever, you're a lie. But he's like, if you don't buy it, I'm carrying it to scrap. So I think he wanted $700 because it had converters and they was worth a lot at the time. So I paid him $700. He said everything's good. Still didn't kind of believe him, but he was a trustworthy guy. I bought from him before, but gas shot up. I was sitting there, I was like, I don't care what I drive. Usually I'm dirty. Not too bad today, but it's like I'll carry parts, I'll carry heads, and just anything Jeep related. So went to the junkyard. I swear to goodness, I put a battery on it. It fired up. I drove it in the shop, and every single body panel has a dent. But I could care less. It's just a work vehicle. And I mean, it's junky, but if you actually look, it's actually pretty nice for what it is. I mean, this was going to scrap, and we get in there every day. So it's just a work vehicle. There's nothing. Be careful. That's the only straight body panel on the thing. I don't know if you even knew that.
I didn't know. So when I got it, I was just, gas mileage was a thing. So we'll walk up front. I'll show you this cold air intake I got on there. Oh. Hey, I forgot all my stuff's in here.
Yeah, I forgot we used it to go shopping. So this is honestly just a work vehicle, and even though 20 mile a gallon's not great, how many we put? We bought it. It had 291 and it's bumping 310 now. 20,000, and I've changed the oil. That's it. I put dry rotted tires on. Nothing special. Let me pop the hood and show you a good cold air intake. Again, all I was going for is gas mileage. If this thing starts eating the rings up, care less.
If you look, follow it down. There it is.
That's it. Cap the PCV off. That's a good story, but I'm not going to tell that story. I can tell the story. It's YouTube. I was driving along one day and the power steering got kind of hard. Well, then the alternator gauge fell. I was like, I consider myself decently smart on the Jeeps. Just didn't think twice about it. Next thing you know, the temperature hand shot up. I was sitting there and calculating my head. I said, oh, the radiator hose, which I saved, had blue right here, was squirting on the belt and making the belt slip. So wound up, we went to the parts store, and our parts store don't carry nothing for some reason. So went down the aisles and found one that looked similar shape, cut it, stuck it on there.
It's not gonna tell.
Well, 21615, if you go look it up, that's a lower radiator hose for a Jeep Cherokee, not a Grand Cherokee. Anyway, that's been on there. Yeah, it's a good one.
Tell them the story quickly about driving in the wind that one day.
Yeah, we was one of the storms we've had here lately. I was driving down the road, and next thing you know, it was in small town. Speed limit's 30. I let off the gas, and it starts accelerating. I was like, what in the world? And somebody might disagree with me, but I think wind was blowing in here, going past like the idler control valve shut off, or maybe even the butterfly. I don't know. I can't. But I actually had to turn we pop it up neutral, and then I cut the key off. Waited till the wind cut down, but it's a good one. These are just some of mine, and I did save this one for last because I saved the worst for last. It's a freaking Liberty. I don't really even, I'm not gonna say I don't like Liberties, but I'm not gonna say I like Liberties. But I got this one. It's actually a Renegade. It's actually got 90,000 miles. There's nothing really, I guess you'd say, special about it, but I feel like one day when all the Cherokees are gone that these things might be cool. I don't really know when that day is going to be. Probably not soon. But when it does happen, I'm in a step in the right direction. I don't know when that'll be.
It's cute.
Yeah. It's got Hello Kitty on. It's a nice one. But like I said, I was just doing some shuffling around. I mean, you can look in the shop. I had Jeeps back there. I had this shop where you couldn't even go inside there, so I'm doing a bunch of organizing, just spring cleaning. So maybe it's not too echoey. Like I said, I had all these Jeeps just crammed in here throughout the winter, and I've got a lean-to out back, so I'm trying to reorganize. If you show them, I started doing shipping. We got to put boxes. We got to get those organized. So everything that's going on in my life is kind of, I'm learning as I go. I'm struggling. I'm trying to find out new ways. Going to get all this stuff organized, get all these Jeeps put away, stashed away, covered up, and ready for new projects. So I don't think we'll walk back out there. But check out this. This is a project that I don't even know what to say. It's a convertible. Something everybody needs. But
That's what when we did it, we was like, can we make this thing street legal? And I was like, I don't see why you couldn't make
it sucks. Ever since we did that, I've seen a minivan and I've seen a Dodge truck. I think I've seen a Durango. Like, dadgummit,
I was like, we did this probably what, how many months ago?
It's probably 3 or 4 months ago. It's just been sitting. We're waiting on warmer weather because it's obviously not a cold weather vehicle. But anyway, like I said, I'm putting some of my old projects away and I've got new projects. I just need the old stuff out of sight, out of mind. Like some of them daily drivers, I've got new things to drive. So I think that's it for now. No, it's not a breakout video, but I figure most people would like to see some stuff. Have a good one. Nice. So all these projects that need aired out, I have them parked under, well, sun don't bother you. Got like a huge lean-to. That's our toys, which I don't care about them sitting outside as much, but the leaves, this is facing north, and all the leaves get under here. So like that one, you'll see it soon. But when you crank it up, I'm so afraid that the exhaust is gonna catch these leaves on fire. And if all this burns, I would cry. Even with or without insurance, I got a lot of sentimental stuff in there. So anyways, appreciate y'all watching. Still learning what videos do good and what videos don't, but either way, appreciate it. Jeep's got a new scratch.